Hi Frank, this is Coach Smart from ABC Baseball Camps. I'm here to do your hitting evaluation. Okay, so let's get started and look at your setup. Okay, so as far as just your base setup, pretty good. Feet are shoulder width apart or a little farther past shoulder width apart. I like where your bat's at right there. Okay, so let's talk about your leg kick, Frank. You know, I really don't care what player hitters do, as long as they hit. But I just spent a session with a major league hitting instructor, and he talks about variables, about players adding variables. Okay, your leg kick would be considered a variable. Okay, so if you want to add that variable to your swing, that's fine. Okay, just understand this: if you can't raise it to the same height every time, and if you can't land it in the same spot every time, and if you can't get it down soon enough to be effective, then you have to really weigh that. Okay, just again, there's some pro guys that do it. Okay, but just understand who they are. They're pro guys. They're pros for a reason. So just be careful with it. If you want to use it, knock yourself out. Just make sure you're landing in the same spot and you're getting down at the same time. Okay. Okay. So from a launch position, I really like what you do there. That's pretty good right there. Okay, so one thing as far as your swing goes, Frank, guys that keep their bat behind their head have a tendency to do what you do, which is get flat. You're already got your bat level right now. Okay, so what happens is it still isn't going forward. It's just behind your back. Okay, now you start to drag it, bring it along, and that's called dragging the barrel big time. Okay, it's going to take you longer to get to from point A, which is, you know, here. From there, you can maintain where your hands are, and then have your hands go this way, kind of go down and forward towards the contact area. You'd be in great shape. But instead, your stride foot hits the ground. Okay, then your bat goes down, keeps going behind your head farther and farther. Here comes the ball, and you haven't started going forward yet. Your bat still isn't moving. Your body is, but your bat isn't really. Now it starts to go forward some more, but it's on a very, very flat angle. And Frank, we want to be flat between here and here. Until then, we want that barrel angle to be on a downward angle to this point, and then flatten out through the contact area. Okay? So you getting flat so early is going to add length to your swing. And when you add length to your swing, Frank, you have to make your decision to swing earlier. Okay? A great hitter, Barry Bonds, okay? He could wait until the ball was in here before he started to swing, because he was so short to the baseball. Guys with short swings can start their swing late. And that's important because as you get older and move on from high school to college, I hope that you're going to start facing way, way better pitching. My son plays in the SEC at Tennessee, and you know, every Friday night it's 92, 95, 96 with movement and with with secondary pitches. And I want you to forget about how good you might be right now, where you live or where you're from, and think about how good you're going to have to be to play at that next level. You're going to have to really work hard on shortening that swing to face good pitching. Remember, that's what you should be judging yourself against, not against, crappy pitching. How do you hit against the best guys on the other teams? They're number one guy. If you're dominating those guys, then hey, keep doing what you're doing. But unless you're dominating those guys, those best pitchers from other teams, then I would suggest we try to find a way to shorten that swing a little bit and give you the opportunity to handle, more areas of home plate. Okay? So let's go to where you make contact and talk about that for a minute. Okay, so this pitch could be inside, hard for me to tell. Your lower half, Frank, especially your backside, is fantastic. I mean, it appears to me you are really driving that back knee down to the inside of that front foot. Man, that's a great look right there, bud. Okay, and it appears that your front foot maybe not being perfect like this, maybe open a little bit. I'll live with that. Okay, you got some flex in your front leg, which is really good. Okay, that's really good. Let's watch another one. Okay, so point of contact. The back leg looks exactly the same as it did last swing. Front leg is pretty much the same thing too. Okay, that's all good stuff. Okay, so I want to talk to you about how much you rotate your upper body, Frank. Okay, in a perfect world, buddy, you'd be making contact right there. Okay, if you watch most pro guys, at the point of contact, their belly button, their belt buckle is going to be facing for right-handed hitter, the second baseman, and for left-handed hitter, the shortstop. They're not going to be rotated to the pitcher or beyond that. Because if they are, that means their front shoulder is already so far out of whack that hitting anything on the outer half of home plate is going to be a difficult thing. Okay? Now again, I don't know where that pitch is, but it looks like the ball's hit to the left of the pitcher's mound, so it looks like a hook towards the shortstop. Okay, and that's the other thing that having that bat behind your head promotes is guys seem to have a tendency to hit the ball with their pull side a lot that do that. Okay, let's watch this last swing. Okay, so your bat's already flat way back there. And that looks like a ball hit to your pull side again. So from a finish standpoint and from an extension standpoint, Frank, pretty good. Okay, it looks like maybe that swing you might have locked that front leg out a little bit, but pretty good from an extension standpoint. And I've got no issues with your follow through. Follow through is pretty good. Although I would like to see it above your head, not below your head. Okay, so I'm going to send you a couple of videos when you get your email about your evaluation. I have a couple of drills on there for you. I think will help with some of those issues. Okay, buddy, have a great spring, a great summer. We'll see you at the next ABC baseball camp.